Did you hear about the rodeo event in Moncks Corner this weekend? It drew in a big crowd, but it also drew in a lot of scrutiny for lack of social distancing.
One woman who was there asked our Carter Coyle to investigate how large events like that are allowed during a pandemic.
Your bull riders, they usually don't.
The Moncks Corner Pro Rodeo got a state exemption allowing the large event last Friday and Saturday by agreeing to certain COVID-19 safety requirements on its application. While there's no mask ordinance active in the town or the county right now, the Moncks Corner town administrator said the state exemption required the rodeo comply with social distancing and best practices from the CDC. The town application asked if a social distancing plan was in place and if masks would be required. Rodeo organizers answered yes to both.
It was not possible to socially distance. The bleachers were packed. People were sitting hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder.
Janet Cox says she's loved horses her whole life, but this was the first time she and her friend have been to a rodeo.
The whole experience was clouded by the lack of mask wearing. My guess was that there were 500 people there. There may have been more. I saw maybe 10 people wearing masks. So I was real concerned. We were just packed in there like sardines.
The event application was for 5,000 to 10,000 people. The website said tickets would be limited due to COVID-19. On Facebook, the night before the rodeo began, the organizers advertised there'd be 1,000 more tickets at the gate. Pictures from the event show a packed house.
Those photos show stunningly irresponsible misbehavior among participants and organizers.
We asked infectious disease specialist Dr. Robert Ball his opinion.
This kind of unmasked crowd demonstrates the misbehavior of folks who either don't care about their health or others' health or don't believe in public health science or both.
The rodeo was hosted on Berkeley County property, but the county says they're not responsible and simply rented out the space. When we asked further questions, they insisted we file a public records request. For 2 days now, I've been trying to get a hold of the people who organized the rodeo. I've texted, emailed, and called, left voicemails. So far, no one's gotten back to me to answer to these concerns. The Moncks Corner Police Department did tell us that 2 off-duty officers were hired for security at the event, but it's still unclear who, if anyone, is in charge of enforcing the COVID policies after these large events are approved.
I believe when somebody applies to hold an event like that, they need to check up on these people and make sure that they are doing what they say they were going to do and be fined if they're not.
We also saw this live video on the Rodeo Facebook page, Miss Rodeo USA visiting Berkeley Middle School, promoting the event during lunchtime and passing out autographed headshots to the kids. But visitors are currently not allowed in Berkeley County schools. The Berkeley County School District said, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. This was not a district authorized visit. This matter is being addressed at the appropriate level." The video has now been removed from the rodeo Facebook page. Janet worries we'll see spikes in COVID numbers after events like this with large unmasked crowds.
There's people's lives at risk. And I know there's still people out there who believe it's a farce, and I don't understand that with over 200,000 people dead.
DHEC told us in part it encourages anyone who does choose to participate in large gatherings to get tested so they can know their COVID status. In Moncks Corner, Carter Coyle, Live 5 News.
Oh, the question we have for you, were you at the rodeo last weekend? Did you wear a mask? And do you want to share your experience?
Or do you have another investigative story idea you want us to check into? If so, send us an email at tips@live5news.com.
Now.